everybody. My name is Jessica Holyfield, and I'm a professional dance choreographer and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States. And we're here taking a look at KATSEYE's Gnarly. We have a music video, choreography version, and a dance practice. I have heard of the group KATSEYE. I have seen their movement quality. I know that they came from Dream Academy, so they went through a survival hive situation to be the group that they are. And I know a lot of their iconic choreographies, but I have not done an official analysis of the group on the channel until today, and I thought no better way than the most polarizing track they have, this one. So I do know they probably have fantastic discography outside of this, such as Touch, Debut, just off the top. Hopefully we'll be able to look at those sometime soon, but the reason why we're looking at this is because I have put on my Patreon some recommendations on choreographies to do in my new space, and Gnarly was one of them, and so that's why we're giving it a watch so we can actually analyze it and hopefully maybe even do a cover of it. We'll see, but I'm ready. Maybe. I hope y'all are. Let's go ahead and get into it.
They could describe everything as one single word. You know, like poverty, gnarly, Tesla, gnarly, fried chicken, gnarly, party on the hills, this song, gnarly, oh my god, that you gnarly, oh my god, is this real? Gnarly, oh, we're assassin tonight, gang gang, oh my god, tonight, gang gang, oh my god, this song is gnarly, congratulations, and you'd be like, gang, 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 gnarly.
With sandwiches. Lord. Okay. I personally think this is straight up satire. Like, they're making fun of so many components of the industry, is what this feels like. I don't mind it, because the lyrics are a bit strange, and I think that's what I was gleaning from the comments, is that the beat and the choreo is dope, which I'm excited to see the choreo in, not really like isolation, but more of the focus. But the lyrics are wild. Part of me thinks, like, when you think about what they're saying, this song is gnarly. If they're talking about things that are gnarly with gross, whatever context you want to use gnarly in, they understand that this song is gross, right? Like, and if I'm being honest, the song itself doesn't bother me as much as some NCT 127 tracks do. So I think I feel like I've been calloused a little bit in like preparation for weird tracks. This is not the weirdest track I've heard. I know they're not K-pop, but they do train and they do promote in the K-pop industry. So I do feel like it's not within that entity. This is not the strangest song I've heard. Okay, here we go. Choreo version. Come on, eat with the nails. I wish I could pull those.
Describe everything as one single word. You know, like poverty, gnarly, Tesla, gnarly, fried chicken, gnarly, party on the hills,
Congratulations.
Gang, 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 gang.
Gnarly.
Don't talk to me. You're naughty. I'm not. Jealous of my mention? Yeah, the view is
Every time you hear that automated sound, they pull the hair up. And a lot of focus on the mouth. The switch off is cool with the hips on that. Okay. They said, sorry, excuse us. Okay, dance practice time. Will I have a fixed cam? I don't know.
Everything is one single word. You know? Like Gnarly, Tesla, fried chicken, gnarly, party on Hollywood Hills, this song, gnarly. Oh my god, that new gnarly. Oh my god, is this real? Oh, wait a second today. Gang, gang. Gang, gang. Oh my god, this is
So looking here, the choreography is not structured exclusively for the front. So there's only 6 of them? Okay. Oh, there is only 6 because I heard that whoever choreographed this composition of the formations were not ideal for their debut. I heard about that. Ugh, that was cool.
Gnarly.
How she was able to join back in is pretty impressive. Okay. Yeah, like look at their commitment. Like I feel like they are consciously aware of this type of track. You know what I mean? Like they understand. They're like, we get it. Congratulations. You know what I mean? It's a vibe. It's a low-key vibe. It does grow on you. There are certain parts of the song I'm like, what? You know, but when you look at the choreography, it's honestly, if you focus on, okay, how they're getting in and out of their choices, how they're choosing to be featured. I think it's definitely a step in the right direction in terms of how you're choosing to feature who you feature, because I didn't notice any discrepancies of hiding people for the sake of symmetry, which is what I know was a topic of conversation regarding this group, not because of them, but because of how the choreography was back in, I think the track was debut, that one, do what we do, that, yeah? Okay, cool. Okay, I went and dug. So our youngest member is our member from Korea. She's 17, and then we have 2 Americans that are 19. Both are 19. Oh my gosh, I forgot where everybody else is from. That was just off the top. I went from oldest to youngest. I know I don't even know their names at all, and that's okay, but she's the oldest, right? And then I don't know. Anyway, I think is she my Korean? I'm assuming yes. Yeah, I mean, it's a global group. I mean, yeah, I think so. Yeah. She's my Korean, and she's the youngest. She's 17, which I know that it's been a hot minute, so I think she was 16 at a point in time, which is why I needed to verify age, because this right here, I feel like it works when everyone's an adult. Personally, I feel like it's because of what's talked about and a lot of our movement choices. For me, it's just out of just as an adult myself, it's just protection from the. I think it comes from it's a sense of informed consent, and a lot of times whenever your respective government classifies you as a minor, there are not certain liberties you're allowed in terms of your choices. Like others can make choices for you on your behalf, and you don't get a say because of your age, which is why I'm definitely on the advocacy side for really young people doing idol work of any kind. I kind of am not a huge supporter of, because that is a huge component where companies are known for not having the artist's interest at heart and can ask them to do things they are not comfortable with. I don't know these girls. And most of them are considered adults in their respective countries. And with Korea, I believe the age is 20. And so that's the only one that I could see at this point in time that she doesn't get as much of a say to her government, but also they're promoting in her country, and most people in the K-pop scene are underage, which is a very sad fact. It's not fun at all, if I'm being honest. And this is a different conversation we can have later. For me, that's something that I'm like, okay, in the grand scheme of doing this concept, I'd rather them do this concept with some years on them in comparison to straight out the gate. And I think I wonder if that was the strategy too, because they've done a couple of comebacks at this point, right? And so this is their, here we are, we've seen and talked about some things, gnarly. Like everyone's talking and using this word in all these different contexts is really what this feels like, which is kind of true. Like people, when people are like, oh my God, that's disgusting, that's filthy. Like I've used that, and it talks about good things, but also you can use disgusting and filthy as bad things. It depends on context. So it feels like we're using the term gnarly in and out of different contexts, which I find to be kind of low-key educational. So we're gonna run it back from the top of this whole thing. It's so fun that out of all the KATSEYE routines, this is the first one I'm analyzing. I love it. It's great. But I wonder if a lot of you are like, girl, it can only go up from here. You may be right, but I'm saying they're very clean and they're committed, which is cool. So if you hear, if they could describe everything with one single word, you know? Very full. I like the separation. Every time you hear like a super synthed up, automated kind of tone to the track, you either have hair pulled up or you have a mouth isolated, which I think is a really cool fingerprint and a reminder, and it actually you can associate those tones with those movements. So I thought that was interesting. She goes, bubble tea, and they hit it and send it up. Then it goes gnarly. I love how aggressive how she's mouthing it is, because it makes it more readable. I like her send over. That Tesla with the T, and then they're just sending it in more and more. Interesting. That was gnarly. Then send in a little bit more. She goes, fried chicken. So now it's 3 different people. Talked about different things. It goes gnarly. They go and they send their chest over to the inside. Notice the fullness. This is something where when you all train for an extended period of time together, you're going to get some implicit choices, meaning that a lot of how you choose to send, it's either you got a good cleaner or they've worked together for a long enough time to where a lot of how their posture is held, where their weight goes, even if their weight is different, this is the end factor here. It's they're working well and successfully together in how the group is cohesive in movement, and that can really help sell whatever movement you're bringing, right? So I like the hit now that Beverly Hills parties. Oh, Hollywood Hills parties. This to me, I've heard some tragic things about the Hollywood party scene. So this right here is such a, ooh, Lord, they're not grabbing straight middle, but they're teasing it close, right? It's definitely leaving a huge impression, which to me, any marketing is good marketing for your group. They are potentially opening it up an entire realm of people coming to watch to see what in the world is going on, right? Having tracks like this can really help with that. Now here with the trace down. She comes up, we do a little trace up. Also notice with this move, our one minor within her respective country that she's from, she did not do the trace the way all the other girls did. So that's something we want to know too. I'm wondering, like, I don't know the choreographers or anybody of that line. I do appreciate that kind of stuff where it's if we know, okay, one girl's, you know, we test in the waters, you're just being mindful. Like, that's being mindful. And I appreciate those types of instances. Regardless if that was coincidental or not, I appreciate that. She goes forward, she sends it over to the side. She slaps it. That was so interesting in the music video. That, like, was it like baby powder that got hit off? They're all like, oh, what? The commitment to character, guys, is what's selling this to me. She is selling this. The little boom pop down is interesting. She's like, what? Is this real? Committed every single time. It just made me so curious about, is it real? And the manipulation of how the visual was shown in the music video was so interesting. It definitely felt like a low-key acid trip, didn't it? Like, I've never done acid before, or drugs of any kind, except for Advil when my head hurts. But like, these we do associate whenever we see, you know, when people do acid or they do crack or they do something along those lines, there's a certain adjustment that happens to the visual or the focus or what is shown cinematically in movies when you're at the POV as somebody who experiences that, a trip. So having that shown here actually helps make her section more believable because of how the cinematic feature or filter kind of like went into the frame. Really cool. Is this real? I don't know. You manipulated the camera shot. So yeah, it feels that way. So they went from, it looks like it's multiple tripods where you have a front one and you have a corner one. And that to me reads, yes, it's technically a fixed cam. We appreciate it. I don't know if it was all shot at the same time. I know TGIF by XG is an example of one that had different tripod setup, which I thought was really cool because part of the essence or aesthetic of the choreo is seeing it from very particular vantage points. So I think there's always a time and place for it. They're showcasing that here. It helps me be able to appreciate it. And if you see this in concert, most likely they'll have these camera points shown as well. So she brings it over. The walk forward, I like the fullness of that press. So they're pressing their weight through to allow the movement to push forward. Good spacing. So for doing a move like this, having them all stay in the same general space is impressive. So it's a low-key add-on transition, which is cool. She walks forward. Gang, oh my God. This song is so lit. Congratulations. It's like little things like that that make me go, they know what they're doing. This is a walking satire of, oh, I bet they were like, this is going to be so fun. I bet this was so fun for them, if I'm being honest. So the turn over, and she goes, gang, and I was to the front. So you notice the intent, the focus was immediately to the front. Love it. What? That little gang, 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 all the way across. Love it. It was a really nice peel out, and they set it up. Now the pop, and the fact that all of them were able to do it cleanly, and everybody had the same degree of commitment. That works. And honestly, there was a second time, I think it was my girl right here. She had a feature and then she joined back in. Very impressive how it didn't look like she missed a beat at all. And that, a lot of times, there's normally a lag in between somebody who's featured getting back in, but it was well rehearsed is what it looked like. Great practice to this. So they switch it over. Boom, 1, 2, 3. Doom, doom with the chest. That right here, gnarly. Like, that gave such a, like, man, like a Fosse acid trip, right? It really does. It feels like little things that you've seen from, like, the Fosse, like Austin Powers with a little bit of a, you know, it's interesting. That's such an interesting choice. It's cool. It makes it memorable, which in this day and age you need to have if you want your title track to go somewhere past your current audience, right? So they have a fan base that loves them, and they're like, but what's going on? But there's going to be such a new pool of people who are like, I came because of Gnarly, and people will be like, you're gnarly for that, right? But hey, it justifies the track if you think about it. The track in and of itself doesn't actually bother me. What is this Spotify addable? Probably not, but I can respect why it exists. It feels like a rebellious Pussycat Dolls is what it gives. I love it. It's such a vibe. The trace over, she goes, everything's gnarly. Notice the auto-tune. And she sends the hair up. You see that again later on with that rotation around. It's cool. So they drop it. It goes la, 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 la. So I like how she moves forward. And then the arms switch off right here. And then we're going to cover them. We're only going to show the mouth. Listen. Same thing. It's like we're talking in a phone. We're talking somewhere, right? Gnarly, we drop it through. There's your chest. Hottie, hottie. Ooh, let's talk about that. Hold on. Look at the rotation. So we got a little bit off on rotation right here. I don't know if they're known for being clean. I think they're the typical standard of what you see in a Gen 5 group in terms of cleanliness. But we were off a little bit on the rotations of the chest and the hips. Could that just be circumstantial? Maybe. But that's just what I'm noticing there. Hottie. Yeah, like a bag of Takis. Now, with the amount of cursing, I mean, hey, live your life. That's fine. That, if they have a clean version, I think I'd be more open to learning it. But because I have a lot of my dancers, my students, they follow me, and most of them watch my shorts. I just want to be very mindful of the type of I want to be mindful of language in music. So there's a chance you may not see a just take because of the amount of language in it. That's okay. I'm not downplaying the choreo in any way, shape, or form. It's just from my contracts I'm with and my students. So all that, they repeat it, boom, 2 times, more individualized on the upper body, but the lower body's the same. That's how it looks clean with a dynamic, artist choice. She goes, oh, and it goes 1, 2, 3. Instead of obvi, we're not hitting that. We go 1, 2, 3. So we kind of we are still singing, but it's still low-key polyrhythmic because we're hitting a different part of our music. Polyrhythms are multiple rhythms that happen at the same time that are different. So whenever I use it, or how I learned it from Keone Madrid, and the dance side of things is you have a polyrhythm where you're doing something multitasking here and you're doing something different down in another area. So this, for example, like this situation, you could switch it up. Hold on. There we go. That's considered a polyrhythm because it's 2 different flows or 2 different choices happening at the same time. So here, you're justifying 2 different parts of your music. So, I mean, the na 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 is different than the punch, punch, punch that they're hitting with the movement, right? And so far, we're not seeing anybody being sacrificed straight back like I do believe was the case at their debut. So we can get a thumbs up for that in terms of how the formations are structured, and the fact it took me to a fixed cam dance practice to realize that they were in fact 6 people shows that how it was shot wasn't too bad in terms of everybody getting their light. Yeah, they be trying to copy, so they also showed a printer in the music video, like we're trying to copy, and then we slap it low high, and then we knock it, boom, hit, and we go hop hop. Na, na, na. So they take it, they bring it and face back. Come on with the arch. And then we have the switch off of the hips there. Take the leg, they send it out, and then the hips accent. So that was cool. It goes da da ba. Yeah, and they have the boom, they clock the head back. Could they have dipped this? Maybe. I think it's fine that they didn't. Dips, I'm referencing to Vogue, where you see a little dip where they drop, boom, down. I don't think it was necessary. They didn't do it. They didn't need to. But I like that rotation, boom, with the arch. It's a nice, fun posture. It's a similar posture that what you've been seeing introduced throughout the whole track. Little diagonals to our columns. She goes la la la, and then we hit it over, and then we have a little fanning ourselves. And then also too, one reason why part of me feels like we aren't really known for like heavy synchronicity, like let's say Ann Team would be under the Hybe umbrella of entities. I'm not saying they're from the same group. No, I know there's a bunch of different collectives underneath Hybe. I'm just saying everybody, I'm assuming, trains similarly. If they're using the similar space, they just occupy different parts of the building. Is when you look at the hands, a lot of times for like really, really clean groups, they clean where your hand positioning is. What it looks like here are my two girls kind of probably, peripherally clocked each other in position. Whereas most are doing a flat hand that's catered more front, so you're seeing the full palm, versus you're seeing a silhouette angle on the side. So that's gonna be how, if you're facing back and you're tilting, a lot of times that just a subtle like arch can determine whether I see this or this. So that's what I'm picking up on. I could be completely wrong. That's okay. That's kind of the downside of kind of jumping in on a group not at their debut, literally and figuratively, because I'm not able to do as deep of a observational analysis on their movement quality progression like I would if I was watching, like I would say Boy Next Door. I'm able to do that with because my Patreon requests allowed me the ability to start from their debut. But here we're looking at them right at a gnarly routine, right? Which is kind of cool though, if I'm being honest. I think it's nice to entertain different groups at different parts of their journeys because I get to grow on what I pick up on just from going in blind, literally. So this is cool. Little fan. And then we take it over. Boom, we send it to the side. Which is really nice. Here we go. Center. Oh goodness, she has such amazing mouth range. It's very interesting the kind of shape she can make. I love how sellable it is. It really helps. And it's also a mouth focus again. With like, you don't even need to isolate it. You can see it with that whole manipulation. So it's interesting. This whole situation right here, this whole like boom. Boom! Sending it back like they hit the beat and they rebound it back. Really cool. And then she just goes off. Beep, beep, beep. I love the vibe of it. Love the vibe of it. I mean, I wish I had that amount of confidence to just nail that, right? It's cool. So they hit it. And there's another gnarly. They send it over. I like the gnarly, just the Siri based vibe, but notice the hair is being pulled up, right? And then she sends it over with a point. I like the head nods. She's full commitment over here. Come on now. And then we sing it down, bring it back up, and then they take the body from one side to the other, the hips into the heel toes, really nice. I like the angles with the slow press up. That was cool. And then we send it over. So our last dancer to join in, our last member is, I believe is our Korean, right? The pop is cool. I feel like I need to know where everybody's from. Hold. Okay, so the USA is repping hard. 4 out of 6 members are from US. Wow, but they're from different parts, which is cool. But then you have, was it Manon? She's from Switzerland. And then Yoonche is our girl from Korea. Okay, and there's a girl named Laura. I think that's her. And then there's Sophia? I don't know. Jess, I feel like this should be the easiest one for you in terms of names because they're all English names. Okay, anyway, we can move on. Okay, 4 out of 6 are from the US though. Cool. And then Daniela. There's a Daniela that exists here. Cool. The switch off and the ISOs are cool, but yeah, anyway. So all of that, it's the same thing, but notice that it's diagonal to the opposite side. So it's balanced. Switch over, ding, 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 ding. That little ISO with the level drop was cool. So look at this. Yeah, ding, and they lowered it. And then they go gnarly. So look at them being able to showcase an ambidextrous perspective on movement. Sometimes you see choreography only structuring catered to the right side or the left side. So the fact that we get to see these sequences done to the right and to the left, Everybody gets to be happy in terms of your preference on your pre-course. Love it. And I take the arm to the inside. She has her moment, the switch over with the traces, with the drop. She brings her hair up. Then she has a la la la. So it looks like a very similar build-up. We have our arms pressed up. It looks like we have a subtle hyperextension. It doesn't matter. It's just something that I observed. There's your arm build-up there. So we take it, we fold it, and then we present our arms in as equal spacing as we can around the mouth. Everything's gnarly, rotating through. Same thing. Yep, so if you don't know what Takis are, Takis like this little straw-looking thing. I don't eat them, but my students do. We call it girl dinner. Whenever they just eat Takis as their meal before they go to class. Live their life, right? But yeah, it goes hot, hottie, like a bag of Takis. That checks out. I do believe Takis can be very hot. So, boom, I'm the... And knock. Cool. She goes, what? Obvi, they be trying to copy. Boom. Hit. And what's nice too is it's kind of like if you're gonna copy us, here you go, copy this. Is kind of what it feels like too. Which, hey, that's a vibe. The hops out of that, so it all feels cute, and then they're inverting the knees when they hop. So hopefully when they're actually slamming the feet down, that the knees check out on alignment. It's my only note for that. They bring it through. That little shing helps in the transition, so they hit in their fanning. So this checks out more of an angle, right, compared to the second time. I'm the No. I like that. That was cool. Some subtlety in your feature. Yeah, but the switch off on that is cool. These are all very subtle in your weight shifts where your hips are shifting. It's very deceptive. So if you're like, oh yeah, that's fine. It's just, we're just catering a weight. It's not just that. It's your weight with what your torso is adjusting to, with your timing that's being modified, with also when you're choosing to send your hair back, when it's a moment, when it needs to be clean, when it needs to be in sync. That's cool. I can appreciate that kind of subtlety. Transition over. Little party moment. We love it. So she goes, she sits in it. Everything's gnarly with the finish. Does it feel a little bit, what is it? It doesn't feel conclusive because I'm kind of waiting for a bridge or an outro. Like it's literally a verse, chorus, boom, we're done. They're like, we don't even need no outro. Which could that also be a gnarly element in how they set the track up? Maybe. What if this was like, when you go to a restaurant, I don't know if you have it, but Panera Bread, we have it here. And there's a cookie that's called the kitchen sink. And it's the equivalent of, it's just a bunch of ingredients that just gets thrown in and it ends up tasting pretty good. It's kind of what this routine feels like. And I wonder if that's kind of their point. I think there's beauty in the what ifs and the risk taking of creating something like this. So all this to say, even though this is my first analysis, this is not my first time seeing the group in terms of their movement quality. I've always, shorts in my algorithm have shown me excerpts for sure. I don't really know their personalities that much. I don't know how much say or power they have in their choices, which can also help be a positive contribution to the conversation in terms of, what kind of concepts we go with. Do we feel comfortable doing them? To me, it looks like based on how they're approaching it, they're eating. They like it. They love going for it. And I think, part of it could be because of how they are with each other or how their relationship is with their team. That I don't know, but I am looking forward to learning more. And there is a chance I'll cover more KATSEYE in the future, but this was just pretty timely to take a look at. And because of the hot topic of it, it's just made it very interesting to just kind of see what it's all about. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing more, a less polarizing, not routine, but track with them. But yeah, you guys know me, I know you. I'm Jess, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye.